Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Credentials podcast, where I am here with my beautiful girlfriend. How you doing today, babe?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here with you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah. Hopefully we've worked out all the kinks. This is like our third pilot. And so
Who knows if this one will be released to the public?
who knows? We're just kind of like, honestly, I'm just having fun just sitting here talking to you. So,
Yeah, it's been really fun.
yeah. So whether we do it or not, like I'm having fun just doing this. So it's been a fun thing just like setting this whole thing up. And I got to say, you've been like so supportive and like
Aw.
helpful with everything. I very much appreciate that.
Thanks. It's
Yeah.
been really fun watching it actually like turn into something.
Yeah.
And manifest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How
really
crazy.
cool. Yeah. What an
It was
interesting
just
thing.
like a thing you were talking about when we first started talking.
Literally just a thought and
Yeah.
just fucking pulled that shit into reality. So cheers. Cheers to
Cheers.
that. Should thank the official sponsors of the podcast. Thank you to Basil Hayden, official sponsor of the podcast.
Thank you to Sprouts Farmers Market Pineapple Juice.
Official sponsor of the podcast. Bash's Purified Drinking Water, also official sponsor of the podcast. And a mixture of blackberries and grapes, cotton candy grapes, also official sponsor of the podcast. So thank you to all those individually and separately. That's been great. Thank you. Yeah, how cool. Yeah, it's very cool. Honestly, like the process of that, of like thinking about something and then turning it into reality, is such like an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to say, like the biggest thing for me, I think, in my entire life was just like the first like Buttersmooth Fight Club. It was like at one point, like, so did I ever tell you like the whole series of events of like how that happened? So like it was just, I had this thought that like jiu-jitsu tournaments aren't run the best, or like, it's a common experience to go and be pissed off with how jiu-jitsu tournaments are run, and so there's like a few different options that you have from there. You can and I chose to like maybe try to create something and see if I can do better than some of these jiu-jitsu tournaments are doing. And so I literally had like this thought. I was like thinking about it for quite a while. And at one point I was like in California, and like I just made the commitment to just like actually do it. And from that point I started doing shit. Like I bought the mats, I think was one of the first things. It was a huge expense, like this massive expense. And I didn't have a venue set yet.
Yeah.
And like I started looking into the venues, and like venues are anywhere from like, from what I could find, it was like from minimum $12,000 for a single day.
Wow.
Up to the fucking sky is the limit. Up to like some of these are like $50,000 for the day.
Wow.
That some of them are held at. And sorry, let me take a quick second from our official sponsor.
Basha's drinking water.
So that was like a challenge that I had to navigate initially, but it's crazy that at one point this was just like a thought in my head, and like a fucking Batman grapple hook, I just like shot that shit out of the ether and pulled it into reality. And 6 months later I was standing on a logo that was bigger than my body. And it was just like, it was really just almost like a spiritual experience, just doing that. And the whole series of like how it led up, there was so many like things that went on that like almost like threatened my ability to like host it, like actually threatened my ability. There was, so like one thing, I get these mats, but they're fucking 30 foot by 30 foot. It's 900 square feet. My entire apartment is like 950 square feet. That's upstairs and bottom stairs. So I don't have anywhere I could just roll it out and like take a look at it first. So I bought these and just like stored them at my dad's place until until like the tournament came. And like the week of, luckily, so the place that I held the tournament at was my aunt and uncle's Stretch to Win Institute. Shout out to Stretch to Win. That's actually an actual sponsor of the podcast. Yeah. I mean, not a real sponsor of the podcast, but like they've been very helpful. And one of my very first big real estate deals was leasing them this space in Chandler. They had this extremely successful stretching business where they had their own practice for a long time. They were very successful. They went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles in like 2004, whenever they went. They were the official stretching team of the Philadelphia Eagles. My aunt was the official stretching person of the like USA Olympics in like the 90s. She was the one that like went with Kurt Angle the year that he won. And so they had like an extremely successful business just doing it as like a practice. Isn't that good?
No, that was a lot better.
Okay, good. Nice.
Yeah.
They
I
had
didn't make the weird face after.
Nice. Yeah, so they had like a very successful business as like a practice, and they actually shut it down to start teaching what they do. And so they started teaching it, and they were doing it at different places at one point, or they actually spent a ton of money like making this beautiful like building in their backyard. They've got like a big property like
wow.
where they live at, and they were going to do their whole stretching business out of their place, but they realized, I think the neighbors were complaining that there was too much traffic when on the actual days they do it, even though it's only like 1 week. I mean, now I think they do it more regularly, but it's only for 1 week period. So at one point it may have been like 1 week a month or something, but there was just too much traffic, so it didn't work. They built this beautiful addition to their house, and didn't unfortunately weren't able to use it. So around the time that I started in commercial real estate, they were looking for a space that they could like start their business, and it was one of my very first real estate deals was like actually finding them a space and leasing them this space.
Wow,
And then
how cool. It came full circle.
and then 7 years later, yeah, we host the first event out of there. And so it's super cool. And, like I just really appreciate them as far as like they understand, like they kind of see the vision that I've had. I mean, it's been back, like there's no sort of nepotism through like our arrangement with them. They're not doing it like, just because they like me or because I'm family at all. They're very, this is their business, is their baby. And so the fact that they're allowing me to host space out of there is a huge deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how cool.
Yeah. And it's really cool how it's come full circle. And then, just the event, that it just went so amazing. Like it was such an incredible experience. So kind of similar with this podcast. Like it was also just like a thought in my head a few months ago. I'm like, you know what? I think I've told you, like, I think just communication is one of the things that like separates humans from all other animals on the planet. I think it's our reason for dominating the entire planet is our ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And like a podcast is an excellent way to like start to practice that and build on that.
Yeah, and to like share your knowledge as well.
Yeah. Hopefully I have some good knowledge to share. Yeah.
We'll see. I guess we'll find out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. I know. I've got like a couple solo pods in the, maybe we'll release those too, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's also kind of like, I feel like once you accept something or like decide that you're going to make things happen and you actually start putting in like the effort or that action, the universe also like works with you, and it helps you navigate through all these things. Like things kind of come to you, like when you accept like this is what it's going to be like.
Yes.
This is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. It is the commitment to actually make it happen though, because otherwise the universe doesn't help you out.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think there's like a Bible verse that's like God helps those who help themselves. And that's like that, like I feel like God is kind of interchangeable with like universe.
Yeah.
For me,
oh, yeah,
at least.
for sure.
It's interesting. I feel like people who are very religious, like when they say God or Jesus or something, like we're both talking about the same thing. We're just maybe have like different names for it.
Yeah, definitely. I also think the same thing. And like when I talk to, like the kids that I nanny are also very religious. So like I didn't grow up religious, but they are. So like when we talk about things, they'll be like, oh, well, God knows everything or whatever. And I'm like, everybody looks at things differently, but it's all the same thing at the end of the day.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's like a different way to maybe describe it or talk about it, but I think it's
just
the
a
same.
different like noun for it, right? It's a noun, I think.
Yeah. Would it? Or yeah, it would be a noun. Yeah, it'd be a different noun for it. Nice. Great adjective. I
Wait.
mean, great grammar. I mean, great knowledge of grammar.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. That totally is it though. Oh, and so like one thing I was gonna say was like, so leading up to the tournament, so I had the mats, but like I didn't actually get to roll them out until the week of the tournament. So I roll them out and I'm like having trouble. I start to roll them out 3 days before it actually happens, right? So it's like, so if the tournament is Saturday night, this was like, I want to say Thursday. So Thursday I roll it out. And I'm like, they won't like clip together exactly. I bought these mats specifically because they actually snap together. It's like a giant Ziploc. So just like how a Ziploc bag like clips and you like it Ziplocs together, these one clips together and that way they're tight because the other option is to do like tape across it.
Yeah, and you don't want them separating and tape gets messy.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, especially like, it like separates.
Like you saw the tape at ADCC, no offense.
Yeah.
Sorry, ADCC, but it like comes off so easily.
Comes off very easily. And if there's like whole gaps into it, if your like toes go into it or something, I mean, that just sucks. That's not ideal.
Yeah, you don't want to break any fingers or toes by
from a shitty
stuck.
mat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I mean, that sucks. So like this was one of the main reasons I got these mats. And then, so Thursday night, I'm trying to clip them together and they just won't fucking snap together. And so I'm like, there's maybe some sort of trick or something.
Yeah.
I bought them from this company in New Jersey and, you know, I'm in Arizona. It's Thursday at like 11 p.m. or something. You know, the company's closed. So I'm like, let me call them in the morning and see what's up. At this time, this whole week leading up to it, I was there till, you know, midnight or so or later and then back at like 4 or 5 a.m. So I get there at like, I want to say 5 a.m. and I call them. They actually are open. It's like 8 a.m. local time over there. And I call them and I'm like, hey, so I've got these mats. I ordered it at this time. Is there some sort of like trick or something to get them to snap together? I just like can't do it for some reason. She's like, oh yeah, just use the lubricant that we sent you. They should just snap right in. I'm like, lubricant? You didn't send me any lubricant. She's like, oh, it should be with the roller that we sent you. I'm like, you didn't send me a roller either. And she's like, oh, you know, we're actually out of lubricant and we usually send lube with the roller. So that's probably why you didn't get either of them. I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? She's like, well, it's like a aerospace lubricant for like planes. It's a pretty particular lubricant. We can overnight you some, but I'm not sure we're in New Jersey. I'm not sure if it'll get there in time. This is Friday morning. My event's tomorrow. I'm like, so how do I? She's like, it's sort of a rare lubricant, and so I can't fucking snap the mats together. Like they don't just stick together. So I just like start scrambling, calling every single like hardware store and like Pep Boys and all of those. I ended up finding one like 59th Avenue in McDowell and that have it. Every other place that was local just didn't have it. This is like some fucking rare lubricant or something. And so I had to go drive over there. Look at my parents live on that side of town. They like picked it up and brought it over. And so, I mean, that happened. You know, that was like, if my mats don't snap together, what the fuck? You know, that's a
huge thing.
That's a serious threat to my ability to host the tournament. And also, too, on like Thursday, the day that I was going to announce the brackets, I had 4 different people call me or text me or shoot me a message saying, hey, I can't do it for this reason. I mean, some people had serious, like a legitimate reason. Like this one kid got like strep throat or something. Like he had strep and he was going to be contagious on the day of the tournament. And he was like cutting weight in preparation for it. So, and I was actually super excited to see him. So I'm hoping he's going to do one of the future ones. His name's Nick Conto. Hopefully, I was really excited to see him. He was actually
next event is September 16th.
September 16th. I'm actually talking to him about it for a super fight. So we've got a potential matchup linked up. So hopefully that works out. But I'd be super excited to see that kid. So he was actually the very first person to sign up for the whole event.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, very first person. And also, too, you know, from my perspective, you know, because so many thoughts go through your head when you do something like this. When I very first posted it, and it was 2 or 3 months out or something. I'm like, I post it. I'm like, okay, it's up. I'm like, what if no one signs up?
What if?
Yeah, I'm like, what if just like this doesn't happen? Like I've done all this and just like no one signs up because that's like on the on the table of possibilities.
Yeah.
And he was the very first person to sign up. He signed up for the like 77 kilogram bracket. I had 77 and 88 at the time. He signed up for 77. He was ready to go like a week out before the tournament, or 2 weeks when I like pivoted and I made this like I canceled the 88 because I only had a couple signups and I did super fights instead. He messaged me and he was like, "Yo, let me get a super fight as well." And so he was going to do potentially 4 matches till gold on this 77 kilogram bracket, and asked for a super fight just for the glory too. Cause that's what I was like, yo guys, no sign up fee. I'm just trying to put on matches, no prize either, but it's just, if you want to get experience, come out and show up. And so like, he's like, yeah, add me to the super fight list.
That's sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was super excited to see him compete, but unfortunately he got sick just like the week of the tournament.
Yeah.
And then I had other people that were signed up for from the beginning. I had this one kid like comment or told me like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he commented on the post saying, he's like, bag secured, just sell me the money now. And then the week of, he's like, oh, sorry, I took a vacation this weekend.
Talked all this big game and then
super weak. Didn't even message me or anything. Just the week of, I'm like, yo, I FaceTimed him. He didn't answer. I messaged him. I'm like, yo, are you still planning on doing this?
How lame.
Yeah. So annoying. And so I had 4 people fall out. Luckily, I just started hitting up my boys. I had some last minute signups too. And then it ended up being, we brought it all together, and it ended up happening. So
and it was a great event.
Yeah, it ended up being really good.
Yeah.
I'm
so
sorry.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't be there. But
well, that's okay.
Yeah. This next one.
Yeah, I'll be there the next one.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you the weekend after, so.
I know.
How funny.
We actually met the weekend after.
Yeah.
How funny.
How funny. At a different jiu-jitsu tournament.
At a jiu-jitsu tournament, yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, what a cute way to meet.
Yeah. So organic.
I know, very organic. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to go coach my boy Freddie. You got to see me be a psycho like before you. Like, let's go, Freddie.
Like, I heard you screaming on the other side.
He like gets a mount on someone. I'm like, you just saw me screaming like a psycho. So, and that didn't like,
didn't scare me off.
Didn't scare you off.
Like, wow,
so yeah, I don't know.
This guy might be kind of cool. A little crazy, but that's okay. Nothing I can't handle.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, how funny.
Yeah, that was a fun tournament too to do.
That was a very cool tournament. I'm sorry I couldn't see you compete.
No, it's okay. You were busy doing another podcast.
Yeah, that was actually the very first podcast I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the BJJ Foxcast. Shout out to my boy, Alex. Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
How interesting that all happened so like serendipitously.
Yeah, how cool too.
Mm-hmm.
And such like similar interests and stuff like that too, besides just jujitsu.
Yeah.
We're not all about jujitsu, guys.
Yeah. Yoga too.
Yoga.
Yeah. You're a super yogi.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You've been doing it for quite a while. How long have you been doing it?
Like off and on probably since I was like 16. So like 10, 11 years. Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time.
Off and on though. Yeah. More consistently the last like 4 or 5, but yeah, it's become a big part of my life.
Wow, that's very cool though.
Yeah.
That's a long time to do something, 10 or 11 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
What originally got you into it?
I was an athlete in high school, so I just wanted something to offset training that was like a little bit more relaxing, but still kind of like a workout, and also kept me like feeling good and like loose. So I started doing yoga at my local gym. And then eventually I just really liked it, and it became more than just like a workout or like a stretching practice, and became more of like something that I based my life off of, or more of a lifestyle.
Oh,
I
wow.
guess.
Yeah. Well, there's so much more depth to yoga than like just stretching.
Yeah,
like
people don't realize like all the other benefits and all the other good stuff that you get from practicing yoga. It's not all about the stretching and the breathing, but there's other things that play a part in it too, like your diet, your lifestyle, how you treat other people, that kind of thing. Yeah.
How interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh,
8 limbs of yoga.
yeah. I mean, I've learned that through you. That is interesting. I didn't know there was 8 limbs of yoga.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It says like diet and stuff. It's kind of like jujitsu. Like also jujitsu is like more than just jujitsu. You know,
Yeah.
if you live a very unhealthy life, you're just gonna feel that in training for sure.
Yeah. I think both also teach you a lot of discipline and teach you to stay consistent. And I feel like when you're consistent with something, you're like disciplined. It's kind of like the same thing a little bit, like being consistent is also being disciplined, I think.
yes.
But yeah, it's just cool. Like it's interesting how people start something because they think that they're gonna like, I'm gonna train jujitsu to learn self-defense. That's why I started it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, actually I trained jujitsu and I learned self-defense, but I also learned so much more than just self-defense. Now it's become something that I've just fallen in love with and like love to do all the time. And I don't know, it's just interesting that I think a lot of people start things for one reason and then realize, wow, there's way more to this than what I originally thought.
Wow. Yeah. I think so too. Kind of like, yeah, I guess like there's like just a lot of similarities between yoga and jujitsu in that sense. I think because I've always thought this even just since a white belt, like jujitsu is life. Like there's so many, even like my real estate career. It's like when I very first started, I was a white belt at it. And I've always, because I also started jujitsu right around the same time.
Yeah.
I've felt that like my.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like I started, I got into commercial real estate in September of 2015. And then I started jujitsu on February 3rd of 2016. So it was just like 3-4 months afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've always felt that like my jujitsu and my real estate, I've been at the same belt the whole time. Like I'd say,
As you up level in jujitsu, you up level in your real estate too.
exactly. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say even right now, I'm probably a brown belt in real estate. Like there's a lot of guys. I think there's still black belts that are above me, but there's also like a lot of fucking. Most people are white belts. You know? Most people, there's a ton of blue belts too that know a little thing, but there's still a bunch of fucking dummy blue belts. No offense. But
Hey.
but no, there's just a lot of
Not
dummies.
dumb.
There's just a lot of dummies in real estate that just, I don't know. It's annoying to deal with. It's like a weird pursuit because literally you can, like I did the 9-day crash course, which I think is the best way to do it if you want to get your real estate license. Like it has the highest pass rate because, rather than I think the other options are like a month or a couple months. Like if you do the real estate classes over a couple of months while you're doing other work and your normal stuff, after a couple of months, you have like this 500 question test. And, it's like you have to actually learn it to do it over a couple of months. In 9 days, you could just cram that shit, regurgitate, and then just move on. Because, everyone says it too. It's like 90% of this. I mean, you don't learn dick in the actual testing. You learn a lot about the laws and make sure you're not doing illegal shit.
Yeah.
And it's also very residential focused because the most people who get licensed, that's their goal. That was actually my goal when I very first started was to do residential real estate. But and so that's the focus of it. And then I'm sure even for residential real estate, you actually learn the most when you're actually doing it. But
I feel like that's most things, like, or at least for me as well. I am a very hands-on learner, so I can learn things by like reading about it or like studying about it for like a week or something. But I learn it a lot faster if I'm hands-on and like you just throw me into the mix and I have to figure it out on my own. And I think that's the best way to do it.
I think it is the best way. Yeah. I'm not sure that anyone just learns better from like not doing it.
Yeah, right. I read a book about this and I just know all of it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's silly. That's like what's so silly about like college education too.
Oh, yeah.
Like
it's so dumb, I think.
You're learning like a ton of people get a bachelor's in business learning from some fucking nerd who's never owned a business. You spend $100,000 to learn from some guy who's literally never owned a business.
Yeah.
He's a college professor. He's never had a business. Why
It's
would
different if you're like going to school to be a doctor or something. And or like a lawyer, and maybe
Yeah.
there's like a lot of things, not maybe, but there probably are a lot of things that you actually should learn.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
like when I was going to school to be a pilot,
Mhm.
my bachelor's degree could be in anything. I don't even know if they're requiring a bachelor's degree anymore to become
Pilot.
a major airline pilot. But when I was going to, this was like almost 10 years ago. So when I was going to school to be a pilot, wow, so crazy, almost 10 years ago.
10 years.
No, it wasn't. But anyways,
No,
it was like 8. But still, that's a long time. Makes me feel so old.
You're so old. Oh
Anyways,
my God.
I
Wow.
know.
You're an old lady.
I could be in masters, so
Wow.
it could be I could be older, but I'm not in masters yet. Not like some of us here.
I'm not in masters either.
Well, technically. Masters is 30 and up in most tournaments.
I'm 30, but I signed up for adults. So.
Anyways, when I was going to school to be a pilot, my bachelor's degree could be in anything I wanted. The school that I chose to go to, I was getting my bachelor's degree in aviation. But after I withdrew from the program at Western Michigan and I went to the schools by where I grew up in Illinois, yeah, I just found out like your bachelor's degree could be in anything. They don't care. I could go to culinary school and get like a bachelor. I don't know if you could get one, but
Yeah, literally anything.
literally anything. They just ask you, do you have a
Gender
bachelor's
studies
degree?
or something.
Yep. Okay. Check.
Wow, huh? Interesting. And so, was that your goal to be a commercial airline pilot? initially?
I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just had the idea that I wanted to be a pilot, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so
was your bachelor's like pilot focused, or
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I only went to Western Michigan for one semester before I started taking classes at the community college by closer to where I grew up in Illinois. But all my classes were aviation focused. I didn't take any gen eds. So when I tried transferring schools, and that's why I ended up going to community college, all of my class credits turned into electives. So they didn't really like
Count towards-
yeah, they didn't really count towards anything. So I have a ton of elective credits right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
nice. I also have a ton of credits for a lot of stuff.
yeah, that don't turn
Yeah.
into anything.
I think I'm actually just like one heavy loaded semester away from getting my bachelor's.
I'm like 1 credit.
No way. Really?
Well, yeah, the school kept like telling me I needed an extra class. Oh, okay, you finished that one. Well, you need this one now. And it's like, well, why am I taking 1 class a semester?
Yeah, it's
when
taken
I
a
could
whole
be
6 months.
Yeah, it was just they just wanted my money.
You said
So-
it was like a maybe like a counselor issue, like she just gave you bad advice, or
Well, so when I went to 2 community colleges by me, I don't want to tell people where I lived. I guess it doesn't really matter. But like,
you still the state, I guess.
yeah, there was one community college that was 10 minutes from my house in Illinois, and another one that was 45. The one by my house didn't have an aviation program, but the one that was 45 minutes away did.
Had an aviation program.
Yeah, so they had an agreement where if I went to this farther school, I would get in-district prices because they have a program that my school doesn't have.
Okay.
And so that I went to that school, talked to the counselor to make sure I'd be in all the right classes for the program, and I think I took 5 classes my first semester and 7 my last, or vice versa. I took 7 my first and 5 my last. And I got an email 2 weeks before the semester ended saying that like 5 out of 7 or 3 out of 5 of my classes didn't count as in-district prices because they weren't part of the program.
Oh, no way.
The majority of the classes that me and my counselor had selected for me were not part of the program.
Wow, the
Yeah,
majority.
the majority.
Wow.
So I
Why
was
wouldn't they
like,
say this at the beginning of the semester?
why was I even in those classes if I
Yeah.
didn't need them for I came to the school for a specific program and said, this is what I need. I'm here for this specific program. Just
Yeah.
help me navigate what I have to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, she just
Gave you bad advice.
bad advice. So then after I finished a full year there, went to the community college by my house because I needed to retake a class, and I was missing like one other credit or something like that. And so I took those 2 classes that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
After those 2 classes, I thought I was gonna like have a diploma, and then I got another email saying I needed to take this other class. So I was like, all right, I'll take this math class that they need me to take. And then I got another email saying, oh wait, but now you're missing a credit in this for like blah blah blah. So then I was just like, well, I don't want to keep going to school, so
Yeah.
I'm just over it.
Oh wow, nice, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
So
and then I became a yoga teacher.
Oh wow, is that what you did right after?
No, what did I do? So it was like shortly after my mom died that I finished out school. I took that one extra class, and it was like over the summer too, because I just wanted to like get it out of the way. And then I was just a waitress, and I did some traveling, and
Oh nice.
and I became a flight attendant. I did a ton of things actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's probably good, especially the traveling part.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really good. I've not taken any like travels as like an adult by myself. You know?
Yeah. See, I traveled, I guess I didn't do a ton of traveling by myself.
I don't even be by myself, but like I went to Switzerland when I was 19. I'm super
Yeah.
thankful for both things. Like
Yeah.
I went to Switzerland when I was 19 because my dad decided that it was important for us to go meet my like grandpa's family, because my grandpa was born in Germany. Like 3 out of my 4 grandparents were actually born in different countries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like Germany, Yugoslavia, England, and then my grandma was born in New York. But the 3 out of 4, the other 3 were born in different countries. My dad's dad was born in Germany, and his brother, or no, actually, it was like maybe his nephew. Actually, his nephew lived in Switzerland, and so is Dita. Dita is like a little bit older than my dad, or maybe significantly older, 15 years about older than my dad, and he felt it was important that we go visit them. And so I went and visited him when I was 19. That was an absolutely incredible experience, just like being out there. It was like my first time drinking legally, because oh no, you know what? I think I was like 18. I felt like I was 17, because I had just I had a car. I flipped it, and then
What?
I flipped it.
How did you flip it?
Well, so I was working at this I was working at Papa John's, I think, the pizza place. I was working at Papa John's, and I was closing that night, and they close at 10. It's not like super late or anything. But I was driving home, and I was smoking a like one of those tobacco things. It wasn't like I wasn't getting high or anything like that. I had just like for the second or third time tried a tobacco wood tip. Fucking, it's like a cigar, but it's like a wood tip. I forget exactly what it was, but like I was smoking one of those on my way home in my car, and it was on this road that it was like 3 lanes, and I was on the very far left lane, and like the road turns. Like the road like kind of winds through this like mountain like area is where it was. It was like 67th
Oh,
Ave
right.
and Happy Valley. You understand? But you understand what I'm saying?
Sorry, yeah. I grew up in Illinois, so I'm like, when you were like the winding roads, I was like, oh, right, you're from Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually roads don't turn.
Yeah. We're not like going through windy mountain roads.
But this was a windy mountain road, actually. It's like near like between 67th and like 75th Ave on Happy Valley, or maybe even between 75th and Lake Pleasant on Happy Valley. So it is like this over this mountain pass, and now there's houses on like the south side of Happy Valley, but at the time it was just like mountain fall off.
Wow.
At the time, not super high up, but it's just like it goes
Yeah.
up a little bit. And so I was on my way home, on this like windy road. I don't even know, like I just must have not been paying attention as much as I should have, because the road starts turning, and I'm not going even a crazy speed. The speed limit is 45. Maybe I'm going 50. I'm not going like anything crazy. The road starts turning. My left tire starts hugging the curb and then pops up. And then now all of a sudden, both of my left tires pop up onto the curb. And it's one of those medians that is like shrubbery in the middle, So there's 2 like concrete curbs and then like rocks and stuff in between with trees and stuff in between. So all of a sudden my middle tires pop over the middle, and then I'm like, oh fuck, like this is I'm like, and I'm like, oh, all of a sudden my middle tires are over the top. I start turning back, nothing's happening, turning back. I like tighten it, full turn to the right. All of a sudden it goes, it pops up, and now I'm on the straight. I've overcorrected. It starts going, I start trying to turn back. I do a complete 180, and my left side of the car hits the right side of the fucking street. Boom, flip over, land upside down. All of a sudden I'm like, and then I'm just like hanging from my seatbelt. I click it, I'm like, oh.
What the heck?
At the top, and I get out. I'm completely fine. The car is obviously totaled. I think I actually still have a picture on my Instagram, like this must be whenever it was. I don't know, 2014 or something.
Wow.
No, it must have been early, 2010, 11, 12, something around there. And completely upside down. One of the tires came off. I actually landed on a boulder, like bigger, like bigger than you could fit my arms around. The passenger side landed on the boulder. If there was someone in the passenger seat,
Oh my gosh, it would have been
crushed. Or if the fucking car landed a little bit different angle, I would have been crushed. And but I was completely fine. I had a couple scratches, nothing, and that was it. And so the Switzerland trip was like the next weekend. Well, we do that. I didn't have a car. I couldn't work that week because I couldn't get to my work. I come back and I buy a motorcycle.
Wow.
I know.
You were a smart kid.
I know. Yeah. I must have been 18 or 19 at the time because like I was legally drinking, and I must have been 18. And then I think I bought my motorcycle when I was 18.
What's the drinking age in Europe?
18 for most countries.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I did that, and then I went to England for the first time since like my mom had been there. Like my mom was born in England, and she moved when she was like 10 years old, around that age. And then I went back to England for like the very first time since she had been there, and that was maybe around the same age. And I've been there once since as well, but that's my only trips outside the country. And so I've never done, especially like with friends or just like, I say by myself, but like with friends or like, you know, not with like parents.
Yeah.
To,
I guess that, I did too, like major
country.
Trips like that. When I was a flight attendant too, I did all those traveling. I mean, technically I was working.
Yeah.
But also by myself.
Yeah.
And I would meet up with friends sometimes, actually. Like that was a really cool part about being a flight attendant, was like I got to visit friends that I hadn't seen since high school, people that I grew up with like my whole life that moved out of state that I didn't get to see anymore. And so that was really fun. But then I went to Thailand in 2019 for a month, and I went to
How cool. Wow,
a few different
Muay Thai
countries.
out there?
No, I wasn't into jiu-jitsu at the time.
Oh wow.
I actually
You just did yoga out there?
Yes.
You did yoga out there?
Yes.
Wow. Is that where you got certified for the thing?
No. So the first time I went to Thailand, I went to this place called the Mindfulness Project. Shout out to the Mindfulness Project. Look them up on Instagram. Super cool.
It's in Thailand?
It's in Thailand. Yeah, in Khon Kaen. And
Khon Kaen, Thailand?
Khon Kaen, which means wait.
Which means
That's actually not.
That's what it
like
means.
The major city
it
by.
means
That's just the major city by where the project was, but the Mindfulness Project was actually in a village. I'm trying to think of what the name is, but whatever the name is in Thai, it translates to the village of sweet mangoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The village of sweet mangoes.
Yeah, I had the best pad Thai ever there. And
wow.
Yeah.
Really? I love pad Thai.
And actually Thai people are so nice. Like
wow.
I've crashed a party there before. Nobody spoke any English.
What?
Nobody spoke English, but we went there anyways.
Of you?
Yeah, they were like, "Come on."
What?
Offering us food and
That's
drinks.
crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
They had like karaoke and all this stuff. Yeah.
It was like a private party? Like
It was like a family party. Like some people in the villagers. We were walking around, like me and my friends are walking around looking for food. We wanted pad Thai and we couldn't find this lady's house. And this guy stopped and was like, "Where are you guys going?" And we were like, "Pad Thai. We're looking for Pad Thai." And he didn't speak really good English. It was pretty broken. So, but we could understand some things. Like he was trying to figure out where we were going. We wanted Pad Thai. Well, no restaurants are open right now. And so that was it. We were like, "Okay, see you later. Thanks." And he's like, "Bye, bye." Well, eventually, I don't remember if we run into him again or if he comes back to get us.
So this guy spoke English.
He didn't really speak English, but he said, "Come, I know a place." I think that's what happened. I don't even think we stopped talking to him. I think he was just like, "Oh, you guys want Pad Thai?" Or like, "You were hungry." So then he turned around and was like, "Come.
Wow.
And
Sounds
brought
kinda
us to his
sketch.
party. What?
It sounds kind of sketch, to be honest.
No. Oh, no. The people are so nice there.
Wow.
I hitchhiked so many. I feel like way better hitchhiking in Thailand than here. I would
Than in
never do it
America.
here. Yeah, but I would do it there.
Wow. Is
all
it a
the time.
common thing for people to
Oh,
hitchhike
super
over there?
common. So
Oh.
they live. I mean, they have like laws and stuff, but from my understanding, they live more by like Buddhism and
Oh, that's like an overarching thing in the culture.
yeah. And so not part of Buddhism, but like they believe in like good karma. You know, like
yeah.
if you help people, other people will also help you in
Wow.
return. You know,
That is
so
that is like a theme in the culture. Like that's like a wow.
yeah, like there were so many people that were just like so like nice and friendly and would just take you in and offer you food and offer you a ride and whatever you needed. Like they were there to they want to help you, you know?
Wow.
So it was a really cool thing to watch. I love Thailand. That's
Wow.
actually like my favorite country or place that I've visited
That's your
besides
favorite
my
one?
cottage. Yeah.
Besides
My
your
cottage
cottage?
is like my favorite place in the world. But
The one in like Illinois?
no, it's in Iron Mountain, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan?
Technically Florence, Wisconsin, but it's like on the border.
Wow.
Everybody knows my secret now.
Wow.
Anyways, yeah.
That's your favorite place in the world?
I love Thailand. Or my
wow.
cottage. Well,
You love
which
your
one?
cottage.
Which one are we talking
Your
about?
cottage, but
Yeah.
like Thailand would be the second? Wow.
Yeah, I
Oh,
loved
interesting.
Thailand.
Wow. How cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
I
I've
do
only
love pad
visited.
thai.
Yeah, I had the best pad thai there.
Wow. Interesting.
Some lady, yeah, she had just like a little restaurant out of her house.
That was the best?
One table.
Out of her house.
out of her
One
house.
table?
One table.
So if there's
Maybe
someone
two.
eating there, you can't eat there?
Yeah.
Like kind of like Alo Cafe. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, 5 tables or 4 tables.
Yeah. It was just very
It's like
small.
a little house.
It was so good.
I feel like she should have at least 2 tables.
She might have had two. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Wow. Huh. Are there a lot of ladyboys in Thailand?
So when I went to Thailand, it was mostly just like the second time I went back to Thailand too. I went to the Mindfulness Project. So
That was the second time back?
the second time I went back was in 2020.
So the Mindfulness Project was second
Both
time.
times.
So you've been to Thailand twice.
I've been to Thailand twice. I've been
Okay.
to the Mindfulness Project twice.
You're going to say like ladyboys one time, not the other?
Yes. Kind of. It depends on where you stay. Like if you're in Bangkok,
Bangkok?
yeah, that's like a major city in Thailand. You'll maybe see some more
It's like
lady
the
boys.
capital of Thailand, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. I'm pretty sure
but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was like a joke in like 6th grade. We're like, what's the capital of Thailand?
Oh, yeah.
Bangkok. And
Yeah,
they like
yeah.
fucking jam your nuts.
So immature. But yes, I remember.
I believe so.
Um,
Huh. Okay, so like major cities will have a lot of ladyboys.
I think so. I didn't really notice any in like the smaller town villages that I was in.
Maybe like you didn't realize.
I might just not have realized. Yeah.
Wow.
I was just accepting of everybody. I didn't notice people were different.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you went to Bangkok one time, and then the Mindfulness Project was like on an outskirt town. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So you have to you fly in and out of Bangkok basically. And the Mindfulness Project is in like central northern Thailand. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I've been to a few different places though. I didn't stay in one. Like I've only been to Bangkok. I've only been there maybe like a few days, no longer than like 5 days total. including both the trips. Most of the time was spent in other places.
Interesting.
Yeah. My favorite place in Thailand is probably Koh Phangan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is
And
that wait? What's the city called again? The Sweet Melon or something like that?
No, that was I'll have to look up.
Translate some.
I'll have to look that up later and figure out. I don't have my phone's over there, but
That's okay. We can look it up if you want. We need a Jamie.
I am the Jamie.
You're the Jamie.
Yeah, I was supposed to be the Jamie today, but now I'm filling in.
I know. I don't have like an actual spot for you.
I can just sit down there and don't do it.
Jamie. Jamie.
Exactly.
That would be funny.
But instead of
Yeah.
yelling Jamie, you'd be like, Taylor,
Babe.
hey, look this up.
Pull that shit up. I don't even know how they do it actually, so it like displays on the screen though. That'd be an interesting thing to do.
I think that's like oh, yeah. Well, you would need a screen. That's what we could put right here.
Well, there's a window there.
Like a projector screen that goes up and down.
You know, I could take that fan out and put like a TV.
But then
right
that's
in front.
behind me.
Yeah, that's annoying.
No, you need to put a projector screen right up there.
A projector? Oh, so like maybe
The
just
screen comes down when
Yeah.
you want it to and up when you don't.
Ooh, that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Wow. Or if one of these companies actually starts sponsoring me, I could just I could pay for like a better space.
Yeah, an actual
and do it
studio.
then. Yeah, that's like actually the eventual goal. Like buy like a nice warehouse building where I can have like podcast studio in one side, host the Butter Smooth events on like another side, and then just like rent it out to fucking
Maybe a
What?
mini gym in there.
yeah,
A hot
exactly.
yoga studio.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. Wow.
I know a teacher.
Yeah, maybe that's how I should do it. Just like that would be actually maybe ideal. Like a big space where I have multiple tenants, and then I'm just like I occupy one of the ends. That'd be nice. Yeah, just yoga studio, CrossFit gym, whatever. The whole way
Jiu-jitsu
through.
gym,
Yeah,
yeah.
jujitsu gym. That'd be sick. Maybe somewhere in downtown Phoenix.
Ooh.
That'd be sick. I don't know if there are any downtown Phoenix spaces over there. I know my boy
You would know
Tom.
more than I would.
Yeah, I know my boy Thomas. I think had one down there at one point, but I'm pretty sure he lives in California now. I'm not sure if there are any. You know, I knew a couple actually that trained somewhere in downtown Phoenix. I'm pretty sure at Thomas's gym though at the time. I don't even know where the heck they're at. They were like brown belts when I was a blue belt, and so yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they're at now. Huh. I kind of gotta pee.
I also have to go to the bathroom.
Should we just take a break and then come back?
Okay, yeah.
All right, let's take a
Pause
break and
it.
come back.
All right.
All right, and we're back.
And we're back. Let's take a moment to welcome our most important guest,
The baby kitty.
the baby kitty. Her name is Gigi.
Her name is Gigi. I've spelt it incorrectly, unbeknownst to me, for this whole time. It's actually Japanese, right? It's spelled Jiji, not Gigi. But
Yes,
this is
if
the
we're
big
going
little
off the
kitty.
movie that I named her from.
She actually fell off the fucking ledge today.
She's a psycho kitty.
What
She's
the
going to
heck?
be an awesome adventure cat.
She will be in a
Strong
great
like her
adventure
mama.
cat. She will be very strong like a mama.
Yeah, you're a good kitty.
She's good.
Look at
her.
that.
She's a beast.
You are a beast. I love you.
She's gonna be our attack kitty, our guard kitty.
Don't mess with her.
Don't-
Hey, no bite.
No bite. She,
We're working at
We're-
that.
we're just training her not to attack her owners. That's
Yeah, stop
Golden
biting mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She'll figure it out though. She's just a baby.
She's just a baby.
Yeah. You know,
It's a cute little baby.
she's just a cute baby. Yeah,
Now
I
she's
don't.
laying on my lap like a good girl.
See, she's perfect.
She's perfect.
She is
Nothing's wrong with her. She just likes to fall from high places.
Look at her papa. That's hilarious. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Gigi, you got that little thing over there. If you wanna play with it.
No bite.
No bite. Here, should I put her in front of her?
Yeah,
thing?
here, I'll give it. And then she can come back up here when she wants to.
Yeah. She wants to hang out.
She loves to be around us. This is your first time owning a cat, right?
Yeah, I've never had a cat.
Technically, you still don't, but you've adopted mine. We can consider her
I'm her
your cat
dad.
too.
Okay.
You've known her since basically the day that I got her, so
Yeah.
it only makes sense.
Yeah.
How funny.
She was like literally like on the edge of life too.
Oh
when
my
you first got
gosh,
her.
how crazy, right?
Yeah.
So crazy. I thought she was just like a lazy, sleepy cat.
Yeah,
And
well-
really, she was just a malnourished,
Yeah.
dying, unfortunately, kitten.
Yeah. Well, we knew she was malnourished.
We knew that, yeah.
We knew she was malnourished, but we also thought like maybe she's blind. Because like she would just like run right past you. Like you'd like I'd be like at your bed and then like you'd like come out of the bathroom and then she just like sprint like she was gonna come say hi to you and then just
Well,
run right past you.
I bet it was because she just wasn't fully developed yet.
Well, that was probably part of it. The malnourishment was probably
Oh,
a
yeah,
huge
that was
part of it,
probably a
too.
huge part of it. And probably a huge part of her not being fully developed yet, too. Because when we
Yeah.
brought her to the vet didn't even know how old she was.
She didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because like I mean, from the YouTube videos and like from everything, like her teeth were like fully in.
Yeah.
But she was like what, less than half a pound?
She was like maybe like 0.75, I think.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think the very first time it was even closer to like half a pound, right?
So I just know that by the time we brought her to the vet a week later,
She was
she had gained
0.75.
half a pound.
Okay.
Yeah, she had gained 0.5.
Okay.
So I think she went
Well,
from
she was
0.75 to like 0.8.
yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even then, though, because I thought she was eating, and that's why we thought that she was going blind, was because she was eating like a normal cat,
Yeah.
but wasn't acting like a normal cat. And she was just very sick.
Probably just still recovering from the malnourishment.
Yeah.
You
Your
think
body has to adjust, I think. Like, even humans fasting for a long time, like, if you've been fasting, they start you off on liquids, and that, like, if you think of it from medical standpoint, I guess, but like if you're going through surgery, they usually have you not eat or drink anything for a while, and then when you're able to eat again, they have you on a liquid diet, and then you move to like soft foods and then solid foods. And so she probably she had a pot belly too, remember? Like
She did
a
have
huge
big pot
belly. Yeah.
Which is common in like kids who starve, right?
Yeah.
Like if you
Well, I
look at like
think just-
starving children in Africa, they've all got big pot bellies.
Yeah. Also common in babies. Babies are also very like,
Have a big belly.
yeah, because
But-
they're just absorbing everything. They have to grow.
Yeah, but hers was like a starving belly. Like there's babies who have like thick bellies because they're a baby and eating a lot. She was
Yeah.
like I mean, you could just like pinch too hard and like break her ribs.
Ugh. It was so sad.
You could feel her hips. You could feel
was so
every
sad.
bone in her. Yeah.
Her tail,
Yeah, it was just pure bones.
pure bones.
Yeah.
You little kitty.
Wow. Do you think her mom was like a stray cat?
Yeah. I'm
Most
guessing
likely, right?
she probably had to have been a stray cat. And I'm guessing like the lady that I got Gigi from thinks that the mom either abandoned the kittens or was like killed from something.
Yeah.
And based on like the state that we live in, it being killed by something is pretty realistic, I feel like.
Also, maybe abandoned too is maybe
Also,
realistic.
maybe abandoned.
Yeah, because like stray kitties or stray cats like that, like
Whoa.
I don't know if that was kind of care. Get up here if you want. Get up here.
Come on, Gigi.
She tried to jump up, but she didn't make it. Yeah.
You
Maybe
just
the
saw
now-
her head like bob up.
Maybe the malnourishment like hurt her brain development.
Hey.
She's not gonna be the smartest cat. Yeah, there you are.
Let's not say that. She's a super smart kitty.
I'm just kidding. One time, like at my dad's place when we were growing up, we had this dog named Yogi that was like, definitely wasn't malnourished because I think we bought him as a like a puppy too. Just the dumbest dog like you'd ever fucking possibly met. Just so fucking dumb. I think part of it might have been like inbreeding. Little rough.
Just anytime you can taste the alcohol, it's
Yeah,
like,
it might be. That's why I said I'll add.
no, but I
something to
like it. It tastes
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Don't
All
touch
right.
it.
Okay. Okay. It's nice and purple.
Yeah, the blackberries.
Good color.
The blackberries were like, yeah,
Good.
it was good.
Good touch.
Good move.
Yeah, maybe if I had a freezer up here, I probably should have put those in the fridge. I mean, I could maybe do
Whatever.
it now.
They're fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Probably a third drink will be too much.
Yeah, a third drink would definitely be too much.
Yeah.
Considering I like don't drink normally, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny. Okay. Cheers, baby.
Cheers. Would you like to try?
Sure, I'll try it. Would you like to try mine?
No, but thank you.
Very pineapple-y juice.
See,
Pineapple
I'm okay
juicy.
with that.
Yeah.
I like it a little bit sweet.
All right, that's good. Nice. Just like you. A little bit sweet.
Thanks.
You're a lot bit sweet.
Aw.
Yeah. So we have ADCC Chicago in a month.
Yeah,
That's
we
exciting.
do. Super exciting.
Back at it. Yeah. What, the kitty?
Yeah, I have my wire on the other
Behind
side.
you. I saw that.
Yeah,
Is-
because it's
left.
hooked to the left.
Yeah.
And so instead of having it in front of me
Yeah.
like this, I feel like that would just be more annoying. So I put
maybe
it
put it
behind
behind you?
me.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I noticed it just because the cat jumped on it.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
it like
not a big
pulled
deal.
my head back. Super stoked for ADCC Chicago.
Yeah.
I think my hip will be better to start drilling next weekend. So
Nice.
maybe bring the puzzle mats with us camping.
Okay, that'd be cool.
We train.
Yeah, that'd
and
be very
then that gives like 1 month basically to
A solid
train
month
for
to get after it. Good.
Yeah, to get after it for
Nice.
September and
Hell yeah.
go train in my hometown.
Very good.
So,
Nice. Yeah.
but actually not my hometown because it's in the south side of Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
The south side of Chicago? Isn't that like
Actually,
the dangerous side?
Yeah. It's actually south of the south side of Chicago. Still not in like a good
Part of town.
name. Yeah. But whatever.
Interesting.
So
All right.
it's
we'll see.
cool. Still in Chicago. My
Still
family.
like Chicago's like the city of Chicago? Like city of Chicago jurisdiction? Interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I just say Chicago because I'm from Illinois and that's what we say.
Yeah, anything that's like in Illinois is Chicago.
Yeah. I'm the last stop on the train station or like the
Oh,
last
you are?
train stop. Yep. So
The very last stop.
yeah, we're still kind of like we can be accepted as Chicago, in my opinion.
Oh, because you can get off on the train.
Yeah. We're the last stop on the train.
Otherwise, it's like, come on, you're not even. You can't even.
yeah,
get there
you
by
can't
the
even
train.
get there by train. Like that doesn't count.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
I don't know if other Chicagoans think like that, but that's how I think.
Yeah. Huh.
So
Interesting.
if you can't get from where you live in Chicago,
By
can't get
train?
to Chicago by train.
Not
It's
Chicago.
not Chicago.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
yeah.
Although-
You'll see
Yeah.
when we get there.
I've just born and raised in Arizona, so I've wanted to move other places, but now I absolutely love Arizona though. I really do. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I think there's like so many beautiful aspects of it. Like I love the opportunity here. I love just the environment. I think there's like the desert is gorgeous, and I think there's so much diversity to Arizona too. Everyone thinks that like Arizona is just desert, but if you look like at a topographical map of Arizona, there's only just like the small portion that's like flat
really?
and desert. Yeah.
Oh,
the
interesting.
majority of Arizona is mountainous.
Yeah.
And like that's why they call it the Valley of the Sun, is because we're just this valley in the middle of
Oh.
these mountains that surround it's most of the state is mountains,
Huh.
and
I never knew that.
yeah, it's really
I'm
interesting.
also not from Arizona, so
Yeah, well, that's what like topographical maps are like extremely cool.
I love I'm a map kind of person.
Yes, I know, me too. Yeah,
I like looking at the map to
Yeah.
like, and I'm very good with directions usually
Yeah.
too. So like
that's
I like
great.
yeah, I like looking at directions and knowing like where things are, and
Nice.
maps are fun.
That is great. I like maps as well. They're very important. I think that's like I think we talked about that when we very first met.
Yeah,
We, like,
we were
mentioned
all about the maps. Show it to me on the map,
Yeah,
then I
let me see.
understand.
Yeah, exactly. Which I was like, fuck yeah, I'll show you on the map. Because my job, especially like selling like commercial real estate and land, like all I do is look at maps.
Mm-hmm.
My entire fucking life is like staring at maps. Looking at
Oh
like
yeah,
live
you're
updates
right.
of maps.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm like extremely familiar with all of Arizona, especially Maricopa County.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
What's your favorite part of Arizona?
It's a good question. I love where I live, to be honest. I absolutely love it here. If I like loved another place more, I'd probably go over there. Like it's fucking hot here during the summers, but like the food is which I've been on
You love the food.
I love food so much. I've been on a strict diet most of our time for like us knowing each other, but like I'd love to continue to take you to fancy places.
How crazy we've only known each other for a short period of
It's
time.
been a very short period.
Yeah.
Although it's going so well.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
So I agree. It's been going really well.
Yeah. How crazy. What has it been? When was
It's been like
High Rollers?
8 years, basically.
About like 6 months to 8 years at least, right? Somewhere around that. We've known each other for forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think really only like 2 months.
I think maybe 3.
No. High Rollers was May 28th.
May, July, August, about 3.
It's August
Close to
6th,
3.
everybody. When we're recording this, August 6th.
Almost 3. We'll call it 3.
Fine. But that's wrong. For everybody listening, we know it's only 2 months.
Wow, huh?
A little
cool.
over 2 months. Almost 2.5.
Wow. Well, that's cool. It's going really well.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed your company.
Yeah. Me as well.
Yeah. How interesting. I feel like everything like worked out like so serendipitously. I
Yeah.
think I said that already, but it's like it's worked out just so nice. Just like seeing you. Do you believe in like divine intervention or it's like meant to be or anything
Well,
like that?
I feel like that's also kind of like,
You could push the middle up.
oh, okay. I was like, why is that not staying up like yours is staying up?
You'd adjust it. This thing, they're all pretty movable.
Yeah, I just couldn't get that part to
Okay.
move. But I think that also falls under like when you just accept that things are going to happen as they should happen, life starts happening for you, right? Because we met during a time in my life where I was going through like a huge transition from like living with a roommate who was a really good friend of mine to living on my own, and I have my own place, like my own space to myself, not
Yeah.
just my own room, but like my own place, my
It's
own
important.
cat.
It's
Yeah.
totally different living with a roommate to your own space. Completely different.
And I have no family here. Shout out to the Butlers, my Arizona family. I love you guys. With my job, I have been like accepted into or like almost adopted into this really awesome family that I just love so much. But I also don't have any family here. So like it was like a time where I really felt like I was, all right, this is happening for me. Like I'm making things happen, and then bam, you showed up.
Wow.
So yeah. And I was
How
on a
interesting.
strict no boy, no dating rule.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How interesting.
Yeah. I wasn't even interested in guys.
Wow. Until I popped up.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, this guy's super cute.
Wow. Well, what was that thing you said about like when you something like the universe just kind of like makes it happen for you?
When you just accept what is, the universe works for you. Or
Yeah.
like when you put in the work, or you just
Yeah.
like accept this is how I'm going to start living my life.
Yeah.
life starts working with you.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's totally what it is. It's almost like getting out of your own way a little bit. Yeah. Once you just like accept that, like, or just like believe that like it's gonna happen okay and just it's gonna be all right. Yeah, because yeah, how interesting. You
Well,
know?
and that's kind of what happened with you in the podcast too. Like it was just the thought, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, we're doing this. Okay, we're setting up the podcast. Now
Yeah.
we're setting up the table.
Yeah.
We have the boomsticks and the microphones and the
Yeah.
headphones and like
Exactly.
whatever that thingy is, and we're all set to go. So
The Rodecaster Pro 2. Official sponsor of the podcast.
same with Shure boomsticks.
Sure booms, which is actually the gold fucking standard in microphones. If it sounds really ASMR-y, like
Whoa.
maybe we'll do a mukbang here in a little bit.
What?
A mukbang. That's like the videos, like when people take videos of themselves eating, and they like. Anyways,
We will
yeah,
not
sure.
be doing that. That would gross me out.
Sure. Also,
You could do
official
that.
official sponsor of the podcast. But yeah.
Wait, what did I call it?
Mm,
Did I say sure?
I think you said sure.
Okay.
Well, you said this thingy, and then you said these. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Just like making it happen. I mean, similar thing with me. I just like I committed to, like I felt like I just went in a direction that I needed to go, and like I just met you, and it's been so nice. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. How nice. How interesting. Wow. Yeah. Well. Yeah. No, but what should we do tonight? Let's talk about that. Let's
Ooh.
maybe go get somewhere. We were talking about like going to nice places to eat. Like going to that's like one of my great joys in life is eating somewhere really nice. Just like letting, like just when like the place like just kind of sucks your dick a little bit and like and everything. We're like, hello, Mr. Werner. Like, welcome to the reservation.
Wait, time out. Do places say that to you when you go there?
For sure. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, if
I don't eat out at very nice places often.
well, you got to book a reservation. Like a lot of places are like reservation only too. Like you just like probably can't get in unless you book a reservation. And then, you show up and they're like, well, obviously like they don't just recognize you unless you are like
a regular.
a regular at one of those
You're like
places.
a regular at Nobu.
Yeah. Which I'm sure there are those places. I mean, I mean, I haven't found one yet, but Nobu's got to be the most expensive out of like all of them. Nobu's comically expensive. Maybe
Yeah.
just partly because it's sushi. It's just like,
Oh, it's only sushi?
well, Nobu is sushi. I mean, it's like Japanese food, but like, yeah. But I mean, just from the beginning, like they're very welcoming. Like everything is very service forward.
Yeah.
Like the food that comes out is like, are you familiar with how you should enjoy this?
Yeah, like that one place we went to, Francesca's, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Francesca's
really
the
good.
French restaurant. Yeah, and I'm like, no, tell me how I should enjoy this. And they're like, well,
This
first
is what you should do.
you should eat with your hands. They, like they give you the breakdown. I love all that stuff. It's so nice. And then just like eating delicious food, like having a nice cocktail, and it's just one of the great joys of life. I feel like.
I like the food that you make for us when we're camping.
Yeah, I love that as well. Yeah, well, I'm a total
Balance,
foodie.
yeah.
I'm a total foodie, and I'm a food snob, like I've told you to before. So, like when I cook myself, it's got to be fucking nice.
And it is always nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're a very good cook.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try my best. So.
It's nice because I have to cook at work. And so it's like when you cook 3 meals or make 3 meals a day for someone else, you don't really want to make a meal for yourself at night. So it's nice to come over here and for you to like
cook you some food.
Yeah. And it's always so good.
Oh, wow. Thanks. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to cook you food. Part of it is just quality control. I can't let you fuck it up.
You can be in charge of the food. That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
I'm in charge of baking.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, wow.
I actually love to bake.
You've never baked for me.
No, I don't. I haven't baked often or lately. I made like banana chocolate chip muffins like the other week at work, but I haven't actually like baked in a long time.
Wow.
When I do bake, though, I go all out. I'll make like 3 things at a time.
You've told me you make like vegan, sugar-free, like bullshit like that.
Sometimes. Well, it's not like vegan, like I'm using alternative
The only thing is
stuff.
with
It's
me.
just like I'm not using dairy products. Or like
Okay.
the thing that he's talking about is these apple cider donuts that I made.
Oh.
And it was just like applesauce, almond or coconut flour, and maple syrup, or I don't know, something. But it was so freaking good. Like, I only made 6 of them, but they were gone within like an hour of me making them. Me, my dad, and his friends all
They were
ate
good,
them.
actually.
They were good.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, they were super good. They looked legit, too. If I were to show you a picture, which if we had a Jamie right now, we would show you guys on
On Instagram?
on screen. Yeah. The donuts looked like legit.
Wow.
They looked like donuts you would get from the bakery.
I looked at them. I don't know if they looked legit.
I will show you again. They look legit.
I don't know. I feel like I looked at them and I was like, yeah, those are like vegan, like gluten-free.
Well, but then I also made donuts for my uncle because, again, I was super into baking. I love to bake, especially if I have the time to bake. I will just bake the fuck out of things. But my uncle one time sent me an invoice to make donuts.
What?
Specific donuts. He likes the chocolate donuts or like the chocolate frosted. And then the donuts that have like the peanuts all over them. I hate nuts on my food. Or like I don't really eat.
Even in pad thai?
I will eat them in pad thai.
I love pad thai.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
like
peanuts like go well with it.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, it's perfect. Otherwise, no. I would never eat like nuts on a donut, nuts on my ice cream. Like they just need nuts in a brownie. They just need to
All
be
those
separated.
seem weird. Yeah, I'm not.
Anyways, he likes his donuts like wrapped in the nuts, and so he sent me an invoice for them, and I made him, I think, a dozen donuts and split them up like half the whatever the peanut are called, and then half chocolate glaze. So maybe
nice.
that's what you're thinking of, because the presentation, those were really good too. Presentation, not so much, but like taste, on point.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got a 5-star review, so for my bake shop,
5
yeah.
out of 10.
Okay, well, I won't be baking for you anytime soon then.
I'm just kidding. I gotta check it out. I've never experienced it. How am I supposed to know?
That's true. The last time I baked, I think, was with my old friend Priscilla, and we. I'm sorry, I'm just a jerk, but no, with my friend Priscilla, we baked Christmas. It was Christmas time actually, and we made a ton of stuff. We made fudge,
That
hot
was the last
chocolate
time you
fudge.
baked? Was this last Christmas?
No, that was the last time I went like all out baking. Yeah, this past Christmas. I baked we baked hot chocolate fudge, these gingerbread bars.
Wow.
We baked some other stuff too. Yeah, some sugar cookie thing, I'm pretty sure. It was really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
See, my only point about like talking shit about the vegan, sugar free, all that stuff is that like if I'm gonna like eat something that is like a cookie or something, I don't want it to be fucking healthy. I want it to be like the most delicious, like absolute like best.
But what if it can be delicious and healthy at the same time?
It's not. It's
But
not the case.
no, that is the case. That can most definitely be the case.
Can it be?
Oh,
it can
for
be
sure.
like good or
No,
like,
it could be delicious.
But not like you think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like
you're
like-
wrong.
you
You're
think,
for
like-
sure wrong.
Oh, so would it be better than the one that's like not? Because that's the test. What's the best?
Are you addicted to sugar? Like, do you like the white sugar preferably, or would you
mean-
rather have like a natural sugar?
I mean, I love stevia and monk fruit, but
But
as far as a cookie, I just haven't experienced one that I would say is better than like a cane sugar or like a white sugar.
if I don't need to use white sugar,
Or brown
white
sugar.
table salt, I like brown sugar. But
Love
like
it.
white, which is just like white
Brown
sugar
butter.
with
Need some
molasses.
Butter in there. Need some butter in there.
You just love butter.
I love butter. Butter smooth, baby.
I would much rather use alternatives than white sugar, white
see, my
flour, or white salt.
Yeah, see, I get that, but like again, like if I'm eating healthy, I just want to eat healthy. If I'm
Well, you can do
having a
both. You
cookie,
can
I
do
want the
both. You
most
can do
delicious
both.
cookie.
You're wrong.
No, I don't
Yes,
think-
you are.
I don't
Everybody
think so.
listening to the podcast, DM us with your votes. Can your desserts be healthy and delicious?
Put it in the comments. It's a
Oh,
no.
wait.
It's a no.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Or
You're going to have
DM
to
it, yeah.
DM us.
Or you can DM me. I just don't see a lot of those requests.
I never answer my DMs.
Yeah.
I very rarely do. So
I just don't look at it, especially
Yeah,
with having
that's
like
what
the
it
Butter
is.
Smooth page too. It's like I don't keep Instagram
Mr.
notifications. It's not that popular. It's just like I used to have maybe it was because I used to have notifications on, but then like when I started the Butter Smooth page, it was the very first. It was the post that like got most of the followers that like got it what it is now. It just blew up my phone for like a week straight, and so I just took off notifications, and then it just. Because it's just a little bit annoying to me. Just like every time someone messages you or a like or something
Yeah.
like that or responds to your story.
I have
anything
all
like
my notifications for social media off as well.
that. Yeah, right? Yeah, I
I
do
just
as
don't
well.
care.
Yeah, I just don't
If
keep
it's
them on.
important, they'll call me.
Yeah, and I actually go on Instagram a fair amount. Like I try to post every day, especially
Mm-hmm.
on the Butter Smooth page. Yeah, but yeah, I just kind of almost even treat it like email. Like my email is very important to me, and the Outlook actually does like a really good thing. Actually, it separates. It has this thing called focused or other, and focused is some like an actual person who's emailing you, and other is like it could be in my case usually like blasts or like I'll use my work email for like certain clothing stuff too. Like if
To
it's
get
like
deals.
yeah, like if it's like a deal email or something, it'll go into other. So I don't get any notifications for other.
That's nice.
I only get notifications for focused, which is like people actually emailing me. And so that's really nice. But like so unless something really important comes through, I don't fucking check my emails, cuz like there's too many that come through. You've got to you've got to make your normal day-to-day life like happy and good too. And like that's why like if a focused email does come through, like I try to be my goal with being in a broker is to be like fucking Johnny on the spot. Like if someone emails me, I email them back immediately. Because if they need a question answered or something, immediately. I don't care if it's 9 p.m. on a Saturday or something. I'm emailing them back immediately. Because if someone emails me, I try to be that's just one of my goals is just to be.
Well, in an email, a lot of people don't have, or at least, again, I don't have those notifications on. So, or like my boss will email me sometimes. If she's emailing me something, I know it's not super important, or I can answer it any time of the day. Like after 10 o'clock,
It's
like
like a
late.
question, but it's not something that's
Yeah, it's
if
not.
it was like super important, she'd call you.
She'd call me
Yeah.
or she'd send me a text about it because a text I will respond to faster than an email.
Yeah.
I check my emails all the time. Like at least 2 to 3 times a day, I check my email probably. But
You don't keep notifications on.
I don't keep notifications on.
Yeah.
No. But then also, well, for my email, I don't get like I think the number comes up like you have one unread email or something. Because again, my boss does email me sometimes, and sometimes it's like a list of can you do these things today. But those are things that I don't have to respond to urgently.
Immediately.
Yeah. Or you can respond to at any time. Like when she asked me, can you work these extra days? I can respond to those at any time of the day.
Yeah.
Whereas if I were to text her before like 7 a.m, I could be waking her up, or like after a certain time at night.
Yeah,
I
and
could
an
be
email, it's like you're not going to do anything like that.
Yeah.
But you're like answering or like
I'm
asking her
answering.
the
Yeah, she
question
can get back to it when she needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I use my email.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, email's useful. It's interesting. Like when I was like 14 or 15, I used to tell my mom like, why does email like even exist? Just text each other. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like email's useful, especially for sending large files. And
Yep.
like it's a good like alternative source of communicating.
Or if like you have an Apple phone and somebody else has an Android. Like my uncle has Android and I have Apple, and him and his family came out to visit earlier in June this year. and he loves taking pictures and videos, and we did a ton of cool stuff together. But
You can't airdrop it to him.
nope. And if he were to send it to me in a text message,
It's just gonna come in microscopic.
yeah, and like super pixelated and just not good quality. So he emails me everything.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah,
Oh, that's
like
pretty cool.
all the pictures and stuff like that. I get them through emails or, yeah, that's it. I don't
Huh.
think my cousin has an iPhone either. So, yeah.
Nice.
Same with my dad. My dad doesn't have an iPhone. He has a stupid Google phone. And if I want to send him anything, I have to send it through Facebook, which my
Yeah.
dad doesn't even use Facebook. So it's like, is he even going to see it if I send it to him on Messenger?
No.
Yeah, like sometimes it says that he's seen it, but then he doesn't answer. So then I'm like, has he actually seen it? Or is he just ignoring me? Or I had to email it to him,
Oh, wow.
which is just not cool because then it's like, well, I'm talking to you now and I'm trying to send you something, but now you have to go into your email
Yeah.
and like check it. And I know my dad probably doesn't have email on his phone, so that means he has to go to the computer and log into his email, like pull it up.
Yeah, it's like a hassle.
Yeah.
Huh. That's funny. You know what's weird is that like Android phones are like actually better.
Really?
Yeah, like I had an Android phone since my very first phone. I don't think I ever had a. I'm pretty sure my very first one. Yeah, I'm guaranteed it was not an iPhone. My very first phone until like 3 years ago or something. Yeah,
Huh.
and then I finally made the switch. And the only reason I made the switch was because of the blue text. And like the
Are you kidding me?
well, because if you're so the thing is that probably 80
Oh,
to 90% of people have iPhones,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just it's easier to communicate with people who with
also
the same
have an iPhone.
also
yeah,
have an iPhone.
The text will send if you don't have service and you only
Yeah.
have Wi-Fi. That's so true.
the
Like when I
text
was
send,
in different countries.
documents send like better, or like any like pictures or anything like that, videos,
Yeah.
it all just sends better. It communicates better. You can like FaceTime. You can't FaceTime with a Android. And
When I was traveling, if you didn't pay a ton of money to get like that foreign service,
Mm-hmm.
you could only text if you had Wi-Fi or if you like paid for the day to text or whatever. And yeah, it was super nice because like I could still communicate with my sister who had an iPhone through text message, and
because it was just on Wi-Fi.
yeah, because it's just on Wi-Fi. I don't have to like do
Pay for
anything.
this like service.
No, exactly.
Huh.
But I started also with an Android, and I hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
For what reason though?
It just like was hard to use. And then I switched to iPhone.
What are you, 90 years old? Like, how is it hard to use?
Anyways, so my mom,
Because that's what people say too. It's like, oh, iPhones are just like so more user friendly.
they are.
It's like if you're fucking 40
No.
years or younger.
no,
like,
they're just way more user friendly.
no, it's not.
Yes, it
It takes
is.
a week to
Then
figure
go
out.
back to your Android.
It takes a
Go
week.
back to your Android.
It takes a week to figure out. It's not that hard. It literally
Why
takes a
would
week.
I want to spend a week to figure out my
A
phone?
week.
Why? To figure out my
It's a
phone.
new phone. Yeah, if-
Exactly. I don't want to even spend that much time on it,
if-
first of all.
So my buddy Casey just had like an iPhone 8 or something for the longest, or 7. It was a very old one, and then it broke or something. He finally got like a new one. I'm sure taking him at least a week to adjust to the new one. That's just what happens.
But
You
it's
get a new
so
phone.
easy.
It takes,
It's so much
it
easier.
takes a
My mom
week.
got it. So my mom refused to get an Apple phone and got a Samsung
Why did she
Galaxy.
refuse to get an Apple phone?
'Cause
Because
it's
of
so
the adjustment
mainstream.
period.
No,
Oh, okay.
she wanted it
Because-
to be different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody
Strictly
had
because
it.
of that.
That's what she said. Who knows? She's not around for me to ask.
Yeah.
But she, I remember at the time, everybody had an Apple phone. Apple was the big thing. And she was like, I'm going Galaxy. Probably cheaper too. She got the Galaxy. Me and my sister specifically said, we will not be able to help you understand this phone because we do not understand this phone and we have a different phone.
You guys are just being dicks.
No.
You can help her understand
No
it.
way.
It wouldn't be
I'm
that
not
big a
gonna
deal.
take time out of my day to teach my mom how to use a phone when she could get an iPhone.
You can teach her easily.
Yeah, that I could teach her easily. We told her, get the iPhone. We can teach you how to use it because we understand how to use that. I don't know how to use I would not know still how to use a Samsung. Nor would I'd rather have a flip phone, I think, honestly.
The flip phones were sick.
Dude, I loved my flip phone.
Honestly?
Flip. I can't.
The best is like if you were to hang up on someone, just slam that shit shut. They need to bring something back like that. Just,
They have a foldable touchscreen phone.
I've seen that. It's an Android, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it probably doesn't work that well.
Imagine.
Somebody who's closed their phone like that has a shattered screen. For sure.
Just shattered it like hard or closed it too hard, just shattered it. Yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Well, remember it was the razor, I think, that was like the titties at the time.
My mom had a razor.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
My stepmom had a razor at one point.
One time my mom
right when
dropped it in
first
the
came out.
toilet.
No way. Remember that was like the pinnacle
thing, yeah.
of phones. Imagine how funny. It had fucking numbers as the buttons. How
All flip
interesting.
phones have numbers as
Well,
a
of
button.
course, but like how crazy that was the pinnacle of phones.
Yeah.
How interesting. We've grown up in such an interesting time. You know, we were growing up like right on like the precipice of like we were born before internet, basically. You know, like
Yeah, because
really,
it didn't really start until like the 90s.
I think the internet was around in the 80s, but like, you know, the .com era was like the late 90s, early 2000s. And then the iPhone was invented in 2007. That is so
Wow.
recent. That's crazy.
How crazy to think that it was only invented like that long ago.
It's insane. You know, it's 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Wow.
That's crazy. It's so crazy that that's the case.
That is really crazy.
It's insane. And the advent of the iPhone was the advent of internet in your pocket. That was the major change.
Wow.
And it was just a very easy interface that
Yeah.
like, you can interact with. And like yeah, I remember my buddy George had an iPhone, and like we were like, oh shit, and like jailbreaking it was like a
Oh
big deal
yeah,
at the time.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember like LimeWire?
Yeah. Oh,
Did you ever
yeah.
use that?
Of course.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
never
yeah.
did.
Oh really?
But I had friends that I was too scared.
Oh really? Yeah. It would like
It's
destroy
like I'll
your
just play
computer.
my Sims.
Yeah, it would like destroy your computer. Although I don't think my computer ever got my parents' computer ever got any viruses.
One of my friends had to like get rid of her computer because it was
No
just
way.
like
Just destroyed.
with viruses. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. LimeWire was just like download viruses on your computer. How funny.
Gateway to viruses.
How interesting. What an interesting life.
YouTube too, like just came out within the last 20 years?
I don't know when the first one was. I'm pretty sure I
Hey
posted.
Siri,
Yeah, ask.
when did YouTube come out?
Yeah, I'll ask my phone.
YouTube was formed in 1976.
No, it wasn't. U2 is is what I googled, right?
An Irish rock band.
Yeah,
from
U2. U2, not YouTube. Hey Siri. When was the first YouTube? Hey Siri. When was the first YouTube
That's so
video?
funny.
Here's an answer from thejigsclub.com. The first YouTube video was uploaded on April 23rd, 2005,
Wow.
Saturday, at 20 hours, 27 minutes and 12 seconds, PDT, by one of the co-founders, Jord Kareem.
And it was like a video of an elephant or something. Yeah. It was one of the co-founders of YouTube. He uploaded the very first video to YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How crazy.
2005. That wasn't even 20 years ago.
Yeah. Not even 20 years ago. And absolutely revolutionized. Like,
You can learn so many things from
you
YouTube
can learn
now.
so much through YouTube. You can
Who
make a
needs
living.
universities?
Some of the richest people in the world are like YouTube stars.
Yeah.
How crazy.
Isn't it crazy how you can get rich from being a YouTube star nowadays?
is interesting.
How does that happen?
It's mostly from ad revenue and sponsorships. Well, so for one, if YouTube makes its money off ads because
Oh.
like so many eyes are on it, advertisers will pay to video, and then what are the eyes actually on? They're on the content creators. So if you're a content creator that has X number of views, advertisers will pay to advertise on your content. And so that's how they get on there. And then also too, sponsors, baby Cheech in the house. And then sponsors will pay as a direct advertisement. So they'll reach out to no credentials, limited liability company, trademark and no. No, they'll reach out directly, so you can just give a personal advertisement. So not only does like YouTube, because like I pay for YouTube Red, so I don't see, or whatever the fuck it is, I don't see any advertisements. So I just pay $10 a month to not see shit. But like a lot of the places, the things that I watch, they advertise personally. So they'll write a check personally to the content creator to put something out. So that's how that happens. Yeah. Interesting. How crazy. It's so recent. You know what I think is the next crazy thing that's like happening is the advent of AI. Have you watched that Mark Anderson?
That you told me about? No, not yet.
It's crazy. I'm telling you. Like it's this is literally like hey, you crazy girl.
She's eating some honey, guys.
You crazy kitty. She took a big fall today.
She can eat whatever she wants.
She fell off the ledge. Well, she can eat whatever she wants. But
oh, you
we gotta be
tiny
nice to
little
her.
cat. Yeah.
I like it her. What a cute little kitty.
I think we'll have to, I don't think she will, but in case she goes after the roadcaster. No bite. No bite.
What in case
Good
she bites
girl.
after there?
Like, what if she starts thinking the buttons are lights and
think
she's
so.
like,
Oh, her
Like-
thing fell. Oh, I don't think so.
okay.
Yeah.
You also didn't think she'd fall off the ledge.
I didn't think she'd fall off the ledge. I'm sorry, baby Gigi. She's a tiny little girl. I'm sorry.
Accidents happen. She should have known.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a 30-foot drop right here.
I know. I mean, she can look down. She knows not to jump down that way.
Coming
What a
from
silly
people who moved a ladder to cross a 30-foot drop
Yeah.
with a 700-foot drop on the other side.
I know.
She's learning from her parents.
We're pretty dope. I know. She saw the Instagram video. She's like,
I want to
"They
be
did
just
it."
like them.
She probably tried to jump for the couch.
Maybe she landed on the couch and jumped off and was like, how the fuck did I just do this?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's actually what happened.
Hey,
Maybe
stop
she didn't
biting.
maybe she didn't even do it. Oh,
That's what we're gonna think.
I think so.
She seems fine.
I
Or
think
she
she's
is
fine.
fine. It's
Yeah,
not even
she
that
is
she
fine.
seems fine. She is totally fine.
Totes, babe.
We're just scared because it was a hard fall.
It was a hard
not
fall,
a
for
hard fall, but like a long drop.
It was a long drop. I got it on recording too, actually, or at least my reaction. Maybe we'll edit
And
that in
the
there.
foreshadow too.
A foreshadow. What's that?
Gigi's likes living on the edge.
Oh yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. I was gonna post it on Instagram, but then like I didn't yet, and then like she actually fell. I'm like, oh well, now that'd be rude for Gigi.
This video was taken 3 minutes before.
She actually fell.
She's
Yeah.
fine, guys. She's fine.
Well, we were talking about the advent of the internet and YouTube and iPhones, and like AI is probably like just as significant as an invention. Like we just haven't like realized as a culture, as like a race yet, like how big it really is going to be. Like,
And you
it's
think
gonna
it'll be beneficial?
I think it'll be massively beneficial. Yeah,
And
massively.
you don't think that AI will take over the country
I don't think
or the
so.
world
I don't think so.
domination?
I don't think so.
Isn't there a movie called like Robots
Yeah.
or iRobot?
Yes.
And I've never seen it, but don't they
Yeah.
take over the country?
Yeah. So I'm not, to be honest, so like I thought that was the natural progression of artificial intelligence, but like part of it's like our natural tendencies to anthropomorphize anything that we see. Like we want to like give it humanistic characteristics. And so we call it an it. We call it like, oh, it's thinking this, but like there is no necessarily it. It's like a very advanced autocomplete. You know, like that's what it is. It's a very advanced, like you ask it a question and it fills like the stuff, but there's no it.
You don't think that AI could develop feelings? Like if it can learn all these things, you don't think that it could learn how to understand how feelings work and try to use that against us?
So understand is maybe like the big thing, and also like feelings in that sentence, like understand. So we don't understand like how human brains function.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't have a good understanding of like how the human brain like thinks. And so what's to make us think like all of a sudden this like AI is going to develop consciousness?
Yeah. Well, there's that famous sculpture robot that was known for like doing the same job over and over and over and over again, and eventually killed himself.
I saw that. Yeah. So like we say it killed himself. That's like a anthropomorphizing thing. Like maybe it just like malfunctioned and like shut off, you know?
No.
No, you think so? Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe it malfunctioned. You know, and then we like to look at it and be like, "Oh, it killed itself because it's shaped like a human." If like manufacturing line all of a sudden shut off and stopped working, would we think, "Oh, it killed itself"? But because it's shaped like a human, we're like, "Oh, it killed itself." You know, like we don't understand how human consciousness works. So we're not close to developing consciousness external of humans. So like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert on this. No credentialed. I'm not credentialed. But like the way that this guy explained it, Mark Andreessen, something like that. Mark Anderson on Joe Rogan, and then he just went on Lex Friedman too. I'm like starting to listen to that. Like he's like just listening to him like helped me like really think about it a lot too, or like ease any concerns. I guess not completely, but like it made me understand it, like what AI is exactly a lot better. So like it's really just like an advanced autocomplete. It's not like a particular thing that's doing it. There's no like genie in the bottle. It's not something. It's not like an entity that's doing it.
Yeah.
It's an advanced algorithm. So, but it's gonna do some crazy shit. It's gonna like help a lot of things. So like anything, and like the really interesting thing too is that can I have some of that water?
Yeah. Sorry.
You're okay. The really crazy thing is that like we've always thought that like technology is gonna replace a lot of blue collar jobs, and what this is gonna do is actually replace like a lot of white collar jobs. So it'll give a medical diagnosis that's on par or better as your average medical doctorate. It'll give a law write-up or a legal diagnosis that's on par or better than your average law graduate. It'll give nutritional
Somebody I know uses it to make real estate listings
yeah, it'll like
for their company.
Yeah. It'll just give like a write up for that. And so that's what I've been trying to like think about is like, how can I implement it? I've been trying to like ask it like good questions. And so like part of it is like asking it like whatever like figuring out what the right questions are. It's kind of like life, like asking like what are the right questions to ask life,
Yeah.
you know?
What are the right questions to ask life?
I don't know, you know? And that's actually a really interesting question because there's this quote from it's a very renowned like psychologist. I got to think about his name. God damn it. I'm just like drawing a total blank. He's a very like well-renowned psychologist. Like you would know him if I said the name. God damn it. I bet you if I typed it in, I would it would come up. But he's got a quote that says, people don't have ideas. Ideas have people.
Who did say that? Was that Carl
Jung? That's him. Yeah, Carl Jung. Yeah, he said people don't have ideas. Ideas have people. And that sentence alone, if you think about that, like it'll take you fucking 6 months to get through that that sentence right there. Like that is such a interesting thought that like people don't have ideas. Ideas have people. And like working a job that is, you know, and we've talked about this, like you got to choose something, and like my job is something that I felt that I can make a good living and a potential, you know, build a future for myself, and it can do all these things, but it's not satisfying in and of itself.
Yeah, like you wouldn't just be able to only do that.
Yeah, people don't like in commercial real estate. You don't do it for the love of the sport. You do it because it's a potentially very high paying job, and it's a commission only scenario. You're a strictly commission based salesman, and not being you're guaranteed $0 at the beginning of the year. And so there's like a 90% attrition rate too. Like 90% of the people who start it don't do it in 2 years.
Yeah.
Most people fall out. It's a very difficult pursuit. And that's like what I was saying, like most people are idiots, because the most people that you talk to are not going to be here in a couple years. You're talking to someone who's like very transitory. And that's like the
interesting.
bulk of the people. Like it's 10% of the people that make 90% of the money. And so 90% of the people that you talk to are just fucking idiots. Just that like are not going to be here long term.
Yeah.
It's just because it's like it's just, I think it's like the Pareto distribution. It's just a natural occurrence in life that like this small percentage of people account for the majority of output, and the majority of people count for like almost none of the output.
Yeah.
And so, I forget my whole point with that.
You were talking about how you're starting to use AI and asking the right questions and how people are dumb.
And asking the right questions. And so this whole people don't have ideas have people. Like I've thought about that for like a long time. And like one thing that I thought about at one point, like, I'm trying my best with this, but also too, it's not something that I love at all. And I thought about like, what idea wants me? If an idea wants me, I will give my life to the right idea. I will give myself to the right idea. I will commit my body, my fucking energy, everything to the right idea. Obviously, it has to be the right idea, but I will give myself to the right idea. And I think that was kind of the right question to ask at the time. And I think the universe has presented itself a little bit in jiu-jitsu was an obvious part of that. Like jiu-jitsu, I absolutely love jiu-jitsu so much. I don't want to teach jiu-jitsu. I don't want to open up my own school. That's just not my path. I absolutely love so many people in my life that have chosen that path, and I think it's a fucking awesome thing that they're doing, but that's just not my path. And starting the jiu-jitsu competition, I think, is an excellent way to like work on my contribution to the sport. Like what valuable piece of what value I'm going to bring to the sport, is like, and that's like what I'm attempting with this jiu-jitsu competition, is to like bring value to the sport and create a rule set that is like the most conducive for the highest expression of jiu-jitsu, and try to do my best in that way. I think that's a fantastic thing. And then also too, maybe this podcast, I like to fucking just talk to people. I constantly want to work on my own communication skills. I think we mentioned that early in the podcast, is that I think the reason that humans are on another level compared to every other animal is because of our ability to communicate with each other. And we can tell our kids like, hey, don't do that, do this. We can tell our friends like, hey, I learned it this way. We can read books from this guy that spent 80 years trying to figure it out. And he, in 80 years of time, an entire lifetime, you can read his book in a couple weeks and figure out literally 80 years of time, because he can communicate to us. Yeah. And so I think a podcast is like a really fun way to like work on my communication skills and just become a better communicator.
And you'll be able to share tons of knowledge, which you are just full of knowledge, and interact with a ton of different people who also have lots of different knowledge to share that maybe you don't understand or know yet. So
every person has like a ton of knowledge.
Yeah.
Every person knows at least something that you don't know. And so,
very cool.
Very cool. All right, baby cakes. Should we wrap it up? We've done a good amount of time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. What time is it? 7. Let's go eat. Let's go to a nice dinner.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, this has been a super pleasure talking to you.
Yes.
I very much enjoyed myself. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the No Credentials podcast. Maybe we'll post this. Maybe we won't.
We'll see. Stay tuned to find out.
Stay tuned.
Over and out.
Over and out. Thank you, guys.